Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Here's my baby Yoda.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Here's my Zuko.
Here's Yosemite.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Nerds unite.
What do you wonderful?
All the elements.
That's
Yeah.
nice. We got all the elements. Yoda, Yosemite, Zuko, fire, and pumpkin.
I really want to.
I almost just did it. Was fucking great. All the elements.
Good
The
job,
true
guys.
avatar is us right
We
here.
didn't even plan it either. That's crazy.
No, that's great. It just
Yeah.
happens. It just happens like that sometimes.
Wow, incredible.
I love it.
Jordan,
All right.
what do you hate?
Jordan.
I hate that I've been quarantining for the last 2 days, and I haven't had any access to coffee at all because I couldn't afford my own Keurig or coffee grinder at all. So I've just had to live off of water, which is fine, but I've been so tired.
That's rough. That's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
But
You
know,
said it's okay, but it's definitely not okay.
it's not though. Like I
Yeah.
sugarcoated it, gonna be honest,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah.
we're keeping on moving.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping on.
Hey, Noah, who am I?
Doing our best.
Go to
Yeah,
go to
Chris.
Kinsey. Go to Kinsey.
Hey, Kinsey.
Yeah.
What do you hate?
I hate oatmeal. It's nasty. It's so
Really?
nasty. Yeah, I can't. Listen, here's the thing. I have given it several chances. I've tried it over the years. And as somebody who enjoys warm, cozy things, like I am the prime market for oatmeal as like a nice
Okay.
start to my day, a warm, cozy meal in the morning. But every time I try and eat it, it just like it's slimy and chunky and disgusting. And the second it gets in my mouth, I want to throw up.
I love
I
oatmeal.
want to throw up. It's gross.
Yeah, I like it.
oatmeal, oatmeal's like not my favorite, but I'll eat it if I have to. You know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's.
I'm a super like texture oriented person when it comes to food,
Got
and if it feels bad in my mouth, I'm not gonna eat it.
Nope.
No,
I don't know.
thank
A good cinnamon and brown sugar oatmeal. It's great. It's delicious.
Yes. I love it.
The flavor is one thing, the texture is another. I can't get past the texture.
That's fair.
Bad
That's
mouth
fair.
feel.
Zero out of 10 for
understandable.
bad mouth feel.
0 to 10. Bad mouth.
I mean, Noah, you're in food school. You should know this.
I am in food school. I eat a lot of food.
Is that what they teach? Is that what they
Yeah.
teach?
That's one of the things. Yeah, mouthfeel. Mouthfeel is
A whole
actually
class
one of
on
the things
mouthfeel.
we talk about. It's not a whole class, but
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. It gets
It's a big
taught
thing.
by Charles Boyle from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's the actor. He just comes in and yells at us.
He just, yeah. That makes sense. He starts coming in all hot about mouthfeel and stuff.
Like he's
but
not
yeah.
even allowed on campus. The security have showed up like 4
He doesn't even
times
go
now.
there, you know?
He just showed up.
Banned him for campus.
Yeah.
He just shows up anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, it's because
Boyle.
on the list of banned people it says Charles Boyle, not the actor's name, so he keeps getting back
Oh,
in.
you found the loophole. You
Yeah.
found the loophole.
He
Darn
did.
it.
He did.
Classic.
Well, Corey, what do you hate? There goes my text message.
What do I hate? Well, thought I had something to start. Well, we'll go. I hate it when people knowingly or unknowingly waste your time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can get on board with that.
Corey.
Knowingly or unknowingly. So like
Yeah.
knowingly is like really, really, really bad. Unknowingly, I'm like, okay, you kind of have an out, but also then you're not as socially aware, and I'm like,
Sometimes,
Yeah, for me-
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Okay, yeah. For me, one of my biggest pet peeves is just people taking their time too much.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
people just not even if you're in a hurry, but if you are like want to be on time for anything, or if you just
Yeah.
have a schedule and they just like take their time, they don't even care.
the disrespect.
Like I have a patience problem, but that just like
Oh, right. No, same. But like,
Yeah, I'm a doctor too.
yeah. No, I like.
We finally broken.
We've broken him.
You
It
like
only took
that?
70 episodes.
So you liked that one, Jordan?
I don't want to record anymore.
So you like?
Oh,
Not fun anymore.
bum skis.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one I went with. Yeah, just inconveniencing.
That's reasonable.
Like, people
That's
taking
entirely
the one.
reasonable.
Yeah, for sure. I hate that.
Fair enough.
Noah, what do you hate?
I hate when people smoke cigarettes just like with no regard for anybody around them. Like, you go smoke cigarettes somewhere else, get cancer, I don't care, that's your prerogative.
Please.
But just pay attention to who's around, you know?
Right.
Just don't smoke
Right.
like right
Don't
next
be-
to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be a dick about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, please.
exactly. Exactly.
We have a couple neighbors who just kind of
Yeah.
smoke out on their balcony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah.
Just
Not a
It's
great.
all the
like, we'd
time.
love to have our windows open, have the cool breeze in at night, but then, it starts to smell like cigarettes. And we're like,
Yeah.
Ugh.
cool.
Listen, I like lighting the fireside candle inside, but like I don't need your cigarette ash in my
Yeah.
my apartment, please. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Even you guys
Oh,
don't
I'll
have
pass.
candles that are cigarette smoke.
You know,
scent?
Bath and Body Works did have a 75% off sale for cigarette ash.
For just cigarette ash.
People,
Yeah.
okay.
How can you pass up a deal like that?
I don't care if you smoke or not. That's a bad smell. It's a bad
Yeah.
smell.
Oh yeah,
It's not good.
I
disgusting.
don't like
Right. I don't get it, man.
I don't either.
Especially like, here's the thing: technology has advanced so much where you can get nicotine, which is really what smokers.
That's the
crave,
goal,
is
yeah.
Nicotine high, and it's like you have vaping, like you have other alternatives that can get.
Yeah.
At least it doesn't smell as bad, right?
I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell as bad.
Going out,
No, we're just
I
talking
prefer
about
someone to vape.
we're talking about in relation to us. I don't care what other people do to their bodies.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. Give yourself
There's
cancer.
an external problem here.
Yeah.
Into a vape cloud, not pleasant.
At least it smells like bubble gum and not.
It smells way
ash
better
from
than
cigarettes.
smoke.
But it
It's
also
better.
has this just like sickly sweet. Like,
Yeah.
That's kind of true too. But that's still better than
Better
smoke,
than
I think.
cigarettes.
I don't care. They're both bad.
They're both
Like,
bad.
oh,
Yes.
I'm addicted to cigarettes. Help me. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay, buddy.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Some people.
Some people,
The
I know.
audacity of some people. Wait, did we say what drinks we were drinking right now?
Not yet.
no, no,
Not
no.
yet. How do
Oh,
you guys start?
There are no rules, remember?
I'm drinking just milk.
Mm.
Just
What
just
kind?
getting that vitamin D.
You are a psychopath.
the good old, yeah.
Who just
Yes,
sits
I am.
down and drinks a glass of milk? Who does that?
Stop
Glass of milk,
drinking milk.
Shut up, Joe.
I drink milk.
My roommate said he would. So I'm living with a psychopath.
Thank you. Yes, you are. I'd love to get your name later.
At least there's something new. We haven't had milk on the podcast yet.
There you go.
There you go. We try.
I guess you're right.
We do our best.
How about you,
I have
Kinsey?
everything.
Yes. Yes.
So I have the last bit of our mango passion fruit juice.
Yes.
Oh, that smells.
That's the bomb.
That sounds great.
Like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, we're supposed to have a drink.
Yeah.
We've got water. We've got this much juice.
And that much milk.
That
So
that
it was,
shtick hasn't been.
you know,
Go
I
ahead.
lost the rock paper scissors to drink the mango.
Yeah,
Kinsey
that's
was
fair.
Gotcha.
milk otherwise.
That's
So
fair.
Yeah. So we almost called Kinsey a psychopath.
Yeah. Well, we've done that before.
yeah. Well,
Times.
basically, yeah. yeah.
So,
Let's just say I
Wait,
didn't
no.
know what I was getting into.
And Jordan, what's in your cup?
yeah, Jordan, what are you
So,
drinking?
Yeah, so the only non-water drink I have is cherry Coke. So I have cold soda in here. It is
I like it.
so
It's
weird,
weird.
drinking soda from a mug. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
a-
imagine.
oh,
Hello, Cat. He wants to make a debut.
Ooh, what's his name?
His
Serious.
name is Sirius. Like
Sirius?
Sirius
Like Sirius
wasn't
Black?
invited
It's
to the
'cause he's a
podcast.
black cat.
Very serious. Hey, how's it
Jordan.
going, man?
He's like, you
Jordan.
aren't paying attention to me.
It's 'cause he's a
so I
black
need
cat.
to insert myself.
Oh, because he's a black
Yeah.
cat.
Mhm. Sirius is a black dog
Yeah.
in the books,
And bats and
Okay.
witches and
It's
wizards
because his
and
last
things.
name is Black.
so we thought it was funny.
It's
Yeah.
because his
Yeah.
last
Oh,
name
yeah,
is.
his last name is
Yeah.
Black.
It's because he's best
Yeah.
friends with Remus
Jason
Lupin.
really wanted to subtle about anything.
No.
Listen.
Gotcha.
I pushed for naming him Ibambe, but Kinsey would not have it. I'm just
That's
saying.
also not
What
a
is
name,
that?
it's a phrase.
That's not a name. That's a
Ibambe.
chant. I know what it is. It's a chant, though.
It's a war chant.
I would have accepted T'Challa,
It could be a cool
Black
name.
Cat.
Could be a cool name. Bombay cats are basically domesticated panthers. That's what people say.
Yeah, his breed is Bombay. That's what.
He's a
Chadwick
Black
would have been a good
Panther.
name too. Yeah, Chadwick would have been a good name too. Like
Chadwick would have been good.
Wiki. Oh my
But here's
god.
the thing. We got Wiki. Oh, that would have been kind of cool. But here's the thing. We got him before Chadwick Boseman, untimely passed. And so
Mm.
I would have. I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Well, we
No, that's
almost
fair.
named him T'Challa.
We almost named him
T'Challa would have been good.
That was the second name, yeah.
Would have been
T'Challa
fine.
would've
But then I was
really
like,
good
do
name.
I want to say T'Challa? every
Sirius is a
time
good
I
name,
wanna
though.
Call the cat?
Then
T'Challa,
you-
T'Challa.
You call him, I don't know. How do you shorten
Charlie?
T'Challa? Charlie?
Callie.
That just sounds like you're saying Charlie with an
Oh,
Australian
Charlie.
accent.
Charlie.
Charlie. Oh, there's an early 2000s reference for
Sirius is
you.
a good name. Just that serious. No one that isn't a Harry Potter fan hasn't seen a Harry Potter movie in 10 years. So everyone's like,
Mhm.
oh, Sirius. I haven't heard that name in literally years. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
That's
I should
true.
watch Harry Potter again. It's been many years since I've
It's-
actually watched
yeah.
it.
I was planning on. I was,
Just
I
to
was
see if it's
planning
still
on,
good.
Watching it again this year.
Hold up.
See if they still
Is
hold
it?
up, you know.
Is it
Okay.
still good? Okay.
I think
But
we.
does
I
it
think,
hold
you know,
up,
when
like-
the BBC is it BBC that's producing it?
BBC.
There's like a TV show or something.
British. baking.
Yeah,
BBC,
Company.
yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was BBC. I think Netflix might have said they were gonna.
Oh yeah, like a live action TV show where one season is 1 year at Hogwarts.
But I don't
Why-
think that's actually real.
Listen, I understand
Oh, I don't
doing
know.
stuff.
I know they're doing it for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
That's legit.
I was about to say, I
That-
understand doing it for, like, Lord of the Rings, because there's so much more they can get into. I feel like the Harry Potter movies got it pretty well.
Here's the thing.
They missed some
Oh.
things here and there, but overall,
A lot of things that probably
Overall-
would have made the story more compelling and more
It's
interesting and
I
more fleshed
feel
out.
like fans of the book would appreciate a good overhaul as long as the cast was spot on. I feel like they would.
I think that's
I feel like they could appreciate.
I think
But-
that would be the point of contention among fans, though, because
Right.
the cast for
Right.
the originals was amazing.
It's iconic.
To,
I mean,
to
Yeah.
it
counter
is
that
iconic.
point, Lord of the Rings did it perfectly. To
Right.
both people that read the books and people that didn't.
Yeah,
But
but there's
it's
just
still
so
great
much
that
more. There's so much more
Yeah.
in the Lord of the Rings universe that they could get into.
Harry
There's
Potter,
so much
they're-
detail
they're, They're constricted to one setting, which is Hogwarts.
Yeah, and every
And
time they tried to
it's-
leave that
For the
setting,
most
it
part,
was
yeah.
okay.
I mean,
That's fine.
I'll be honest with you. I am really excited about. I think it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive game that's coming out called Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw
Coming
that.
out-
Yeah.
It's coming out. I think
That
in
was cool.
2022,
That could be
and
fun.
I will be buying it because I
Yeah.
think that
Okay.
it has. It could be like an open world RPG style. Like
See,
That would be
I think
fun.
it'll be great.
I played the PS2 movie video games, and those were
I'll drink to that.
amazing. Those were
I'll drink to
amazing.
that. Those
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I'm excited for
Or even
it.
like Lego Harry Potter games. Those are fun too.
Oh, those were great.
Those are good.
All of the
Yeah.
Lego games were great.
Dude, the Lego Skywalker Saga, man, it's coming out this year. I'm ready.
That'll be
Is
something.
that out yet?
It's a bummer that I won't be able to play the last third of the entire game
Why?
because I hate
Why?
those movies.
Oh. Why?
I didn't.
Why?
I guess I didn't drop that line
No,
far
it's
enough for
just
you guys to
because
pick
I
up
hate
on.
it.
So welcome to the We Hate Things podcast. Finally,
Episode
this is
36.
episode 36. We are now divisible by 6 for the first time, which is great.
First time ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's great.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Corey and Kinsey are on again because we wanted to discuss Captain Marvel, and we promised Kinsey and Corey
Yeah.
that we'd discuss it.
That just wouldn't
With them?
feel right without them here.
No,
Right.
we need to yell at someone.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's.
Well, I'll be yelling right back.
One of us
Whoa.
needs to
Okay,
disagree.
great.
I will be the voice of calm and collected and reason.
Which is the opposite of what you
I'm
usually are.
I'm gonna try to explain why this is a bad movie in a very logical way. I'm gonna try to be
I have
non-emotional about
one-
this.
I have one paragraph of
I think emotions can add to an argument. So if you get emotional, that's okay.
I think so too, but I've shown on this show, I've shown my emotions about this movie quite a few times, so now I'm going to present logically why it's not a good movie.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I can agree with that. It does seem like this might be a battle of the wills and a battle of wits, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious to hear why you think it's, because I've talked to you about this before, and you've said to me, it's not that you don't like Captain Marvel, it's that you don't like the movie. And I would like.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Let's push that off a little bit. We're not there yet.
Yes. Okay. Let's.
Okay.
Kinsey and Corey, update us on your lives. Not yet. Update us on your lives.
When was the last time we talked?
Last time you were on the.
November of last year.
That seems about right.
I mean, well, Movie Monday's still been a raving success. We still sit down and we watch a film.
Any big highlights from recent?
Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar is. So far my favorite film of 2021.
Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. It has Kristen Wiig.
Yes.
And I forget the other.
A bunch of the other SNL
It's an SNL sketch made into a movie. Yes.
Barb and Star was originally an SNL sketch with Kristen Wiig and one of the other SNL co-hosts, and it also has the main character, the guy from 50 Shades of Grey, and he is hilarious. But it was one of those movies where we watched it and it felt like you could never really predict what was going to happen next because it was so chaotic.
That's a good thing.
Compelled the entire time.
Yeah. So I was compelled and just it was very funny. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Kinsey gave it a 9 out of 10.
Wow, okay.
8 out of 10. Yeah. I would it's been one of my most recommended movies of this year so far.
Interesting.
Low points, Charming on Netflix. It's a Netflix original film. It's really bad.
Charming.
Don't watch
it. It was an animated movie that looked like the style of Tangled, animation style-wise, and looked like it had like Shrek sort of humor. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay.
That
and
review.
I watched the trailer, and it was horrible.
It was bad.
So bad. We gave it a 0 out of 10.
We both gave it a 0.
Wow.
That review actually made me laugh because you guys said the phrase. I will.
What did we say?
If it said something like, "If I show my kids all the children's movies, I will literally willfully trash this movie in the garbage if they suggest it," or something like that.
No, yeah, I think
that was pretty close.
I think we will absolutely never show our children.
Yeah.
On purpose, never.
Is that I watched a trailer that looked like it was going to be a good, fun, entertaining movie, and then the movie that we watched was did not represent what was in the trailer at all. And also, the film was made in Spanish first.
Yeah.
And then was given to American actors to dub over.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing.
Oh God. Oh my Lord.
Main female protagonist,
Demi Lovato.
Main male protagonist was the guy who plays Fez in That 70s Show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember his name either.
At the time that they made this movie.
Oh.
Oh Lord. Yeah, Sia wrote like an original song for this movie. It's like, what the?
This is a full production.
Oh yeah. But here's the thing about it is that, like Kinsey said, it literally was made, with Spanish as the primary language, and so this is how it felt to us. And again, we're no arbiters of truth when it comes to film, but it literally felt like 50% of this movie they were like, what scenes can we get away with not redoing the voices? Because half the scenes were literally didn't match up with the. And then it was bad.
So they blew their and
to quote my iconic line that Cake is thinking of. I said, when I have kids, I will literally show them any other animated film before this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So they blew their entire budget
yeah.
on talent, not on anything else.
Yeah, right. I think they probably spent half the budget on Sia alone.
Yeah.
Oh, Netflix.
It was so bad, and just like so many problematic
Oh,
themes
man.
and concepts, and
Yeah, no.
oh my god,
Wow.
Yikes.
It was really
that's
bad.
the only 0 out of 10
We've ever given, yeah.
on a
Wow.
movie Monday.
I can a lot of times justify a 1. Like, because I'm like, okay, there's at least like the one
See-
some
redeemable,
quality.
like, if you saw this movie and watched this one scene, like, then you'd be like, okay, like, maybe it was worth the hour that I spent watching it.
Didn't we Cats the musical a 1?
Yeah, I think I think Cats a 2 out of 10.
You'd rather
Like, at least Taylor Swift was in it. Like,
5 shining minutes.
5 shining glorious minutes.
The thing is, any movie that would be a 0 automatically kind of gets bumped up to a 1 because it's hard to do that. So the fact that it's actually a 0, that's insane.
Like,
makes it.
I could justify maybe having this movie have like a drinking game attached to it.
Okay.
Like this movie's so bad that you have to watch it, kind of thing.
Every time they didn't sync up
Yeah.
the lips to the speaking, take a drink. You just whole time just knock
Yep.
it back.
Yeah, hilarious.
Oh man.
But, yeah.
That's a fun thing that we're still doing.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
work
fun.
is still busy for me, and
Yeah,
I'm
work
still
is
working.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're now going back to in-person services at Easter, so
That's cool.
That's
it's gonna
not
be
that far
very
away.
busy. We're busy.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean it's the first weekend in April, so it's like 3 weeks away.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, so that's really, really close.
Nice.
I have to say, like, I work in banking, and for me, it's tough to have like Kinsey and I are we're in our late 20s, and we are extremely privileged because we are living in Southern California and are still working full-time jobs, and this pandemic has really like shaken a lot of late 20s to the core with, you know, their work and job, and, you know, can they make it on their own? And so we are very, very blessed in that way, for sure.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And as you saw, Sirius is doing great.
The cat is,
Yeah, Sirius is doing great.
he's warming up.
Charlie.
That's all I cared about. So
Let me just say, he hasn't bitten me in over 3 weeks, so I'm
3
Nice.
weeks.
doing
Wow.
pretty good.
new
Nice.
record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about it. I think.
Nice.
Oh, that's the other thing. Yesterday marked the 1-year anniversary since we've been to Disneyland,
Oh,
and that
that's sad.
was so sad.
Yeah,
that's sad.
yeah, that hurts. That
Oh, let me check my calendar. Sometime marks the 3-year anniversary for me.
Mine
jeez.
mine was February 28th, 2020. And that was when we did the same thing you guys did. We went super early in the morning. We skipped school, and we rode Rise of the Resistance, even though we had to ride it at 4 p.m.
Wow.
And it was fantastic. But oh man, do I miss it?
Oh yeah, I'm so, because that day Kinsey and I we rode Rise of the Resistance, and then we also got a chance to watch the Magic Happens parade.
Yeah,
and
the new parade.
that was
Nice.
wow. It was amazing.
I've never been a big
Also,
parade guy.
At that time,
Yeah, same, but it was amazing.
It was so good.
Yeah,
Was it?
this was one of my favorites.
It also was the time when they brought back Soarin' Over California, a limited time.
I heard about
Just went
that.
over the world. Yeah,
We wrote it that day.
we wrote that. day.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So that was a good trip for you guys.
Can I ask you guys?
You think about oh man, I wished it was I knew this was the last time I was gonna.
And
do
I
this
wouldn't do
thing.
anything
I
differently.
I saw your post. I read your post.
But honestly, that was the perfect Disney
Yeah,
day.
it was.
And it
Nice.
was the last one.
Yeah. Lucky us. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Noah?
Real quick, I just want to know the answer: Soarin' over California or Soarin' over the world for you guys?
Is there any question?
Here's the
There's
thing.
no answer to that.
Here's the thing.
There's no question.
Soarin' has a special place in my heart.
Always.
Yeah.
Because like I grew up with it, and
Right.
it's so nostalgic. But and also, I mean, soaring around the world, most of those scenes are
Or CG.
CGI.
Yeah, they're not real.
Like they're not real. And but I will say I do get emotional every time you come up on the Eiffel Tower and it sparkles.
It's pretty cool on the Eiffel Tower.
Okay.
But soaring over California the music is iconic.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely. That
sights,
music is so good.
Like the sights are iconic. Great.
Smells.
The smells.
The orange over.
Oh, the orange is so. I mean, the lavender is good in
Also,
the lavender is good in Soaring Over the World, but the orange is
Yes.
something else.
I know. Also, for show and tell purposes.
Okay.
I have found a candle that accurately smells like the pine trees that
Really?
you fly over. Yeah, in
Oh wow.
soaring over California. It has taken me such a long time because there's been times where it's like it sort of smells like it, but like not quite. But this is it. This is it. It'll be backwards, but it's sea salt and balsam
From Bath and Body
Awesome.
from
Works.
Bath and Body Works. It is
Definitively.
the pine trees.
Let me smell
Sea
it.
salt and balsam.
Like when
Okay.
you're flying through the river and then it like comes up and then it
Yeah.
changes to the mountain.
I'll keep that in mind.
Your bank calls you.
Definitive.
Your bank calls you tomorrow saying, "Hey, I saw that you bought 6 of the same candles from Bath and Body
Yes.
Works." Are
And you
guys
wrote it
done?
off
Are you
as an
guys doing
expense.
Yes, we did buy 2 of them, literally.
it? You wrote it off as a
Zero
tax
chance.
expense,
Look at
and we.
pretty burned.
Yep, we burnt it pretty much nonstop.
Nice.
Because there's a candle company called the Magic Candle Company that like specifically makes Disney
Nice.
park themed scents. for
Yeah.
That's
their
good to
candles.
know.
So we have one that smells like the Pirates of the Caribbean water.
Mm.
Which that's
No
pretty
way.
Good.
I love. Okay, we were just talking about that like last week.
Yeah, like
The Pirates of the
recently.
Caribbean water.
The water is so
Yeah.
good.
And then I have one that smells like the Haunted Mansion.
Yep.
Oh.
The Haunted Mansion smells like cedar wood and vanilla.
You gotta give.
Which
us a
is
link
that
to
one's
these.
it's
That one is
iffy.
like I mean, it's an old building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What is it gonna
What are you gonna make it smell like? Dusty?
But it's a
Like,
specific old building.
Yeah.
It's
So-
it's true. The Pirates of the Caribbean one is definitely their closest candle. But
Nice.
this one is
But yeah,
taking
they
the
have a
cake
lot
for
of other
sure.
stuff, but this one, I think they also have an orange grove set.
They definitely
I feel
do.
like they do. I will send you a link if I.
Definitely.
Yes, from
Please
Bath
do
and Body
that.
Works.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
That is it. But yeah,
I like that.
that's about all we've been doing. Buying
Missing
candles,
Disney,
missing Disneyland,
watching
buying candles,
movies.
and watching movies.
And WandaVision.
Oh, WandaVision.
But
Okay,
we'll talk about that later.
we'll talk about it later. Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay, yeah, that's basically what I've been doing, except I just moved into the dorm yesterday.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, green window, so that's great.
Nice. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I had
Kinsey-
a green window
yeah,
sill
she had a-
actually in my old room for a
Yeah.
very long time.
There we
Literally
go.
that green.
There,
Yeah. Green
So great.
screen green.
there we go. It's really weird
I did
because
it when I was 16.
Oh.
I was like, you know what this room needs?
green,
A lime green.
lime green window.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
And closet doors. Coordination.
I mean, like
That's
all
terrible.
all my stuff is like
It was bad.
I have
Nice.
as much space as 2 people, but I'm isolated, so I have
Well,
way more space than I need. I have like 3 desks.
Oh,
But yeah.
there you go.
How about you, Noah? What's new with you?
Nothing.
Great.
I'm coming home this weekend. Jordan already knows that.
Oh, nice.
I'll be home for just the weekend. So that's fun.
Mhm.
Other than that,
Okay.
really nothing that we haven't already talked about. Not you guys, but me and Jordan.
That's true.
Not.
So you got to go back and watch that or listen to that episode, and you can find out.
Yeah. If you don't,
You
if
gotta find it yourself.
I'm not going to tell you
you
which
don't know
one
what
it
he's
is.
talking about, if you don't know what he's talking about, just hit pause on this one and then go
Go.
back and just
Yeah,
Watch
just-
all of
Then
the
we'll
other
come back
ones.
and then- yeah.
Every
you'll
single
find them-
episode.
You'll find it eventually, and then you come watch
It's
this
like
one.
watching
Yeah,
a TV
yeah.
show. You
Yeah.
Why would you watch a?
Why would you start on episode 36 of a TV show?
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Actually, don't watch like the first 5, probably. They're not good.
Except the guest ones. The guest ones.
No, okay. So the first
Yeah,
5 of Just Us were not good.
Yeah, that's true.
They were. You guys were still getting your feet. It's
That's
fine.
true.
Especially that first one. Oh boy.
You know.
Oh boy.
I can appreciate the fact, and maybe I'm shooting myself, but like, we're not taking like a break? Well, there's no break.
No, there's no break this time.
See, you guys have already come so far.
We're on season 3.
Yeah.
Season 3.
That's 12
season
episodes
3
a
had
season.
found their footing, man.
But then at the end of Lost season 3 and the beginning of Lost season 4, they absolutely lost their footing.
You know, but they found their footing in season 3, the first few episodes. It's fine.
That's fair. I mean, they found their footing again by the end of season 4. So
yeah, well,
it's fine.
By then they'd already gone through the time travel crap, so it's fine.
What time travel crap? That's a spoiler. Jordan, go watch Lost.
I'm never.
Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil a 20-year-old show.
I'm never gonna watch that show. I
was thinking about. I was actually thinking about.
18 years.
Oh wow!
I think it came out in like 2002, 2001.
No, it was later than that. It was. I think it was
Fact
later.
check it.
Maybe it was that
Fact
early.
check.
Lost is too all over the place for me, plot wise, and I
That's
just
what
I
you
can't
think.
get into.
I,
That's what I know.
2004. It's fine.
Close enough.
I knew it. I haven't even watched the
17
show.
years.
I was actually
17
thinking
years.
about starting it again.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
Noah, finish Community, please.
I'm
just
watching
finish
Community.
Yeah,
That's a
just
great
finish
show.
it.
I finished Community now.
I need to
Thank
finish
you.
Community,
But
but
I've
I
seen-
stopped on the gas leak season.
No, you have to finish. You have to
Yes.
finish
I
it.
can't, man.
I've
I'm
seen-
sorry. It is the worst season.
I know, but
Yeah.
then season 5 and 6 are both worth watching after that.
I've heard that's
watched
not
a lot
true.
Of episodes from those seasons. No, it's pretty true. I've seen some episodes from that season.
He's watched them vicariously because I watched them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
And so he also happened to be in the room.
I feel like I've seen all of the good Community. I've seen
There's some-
the
Yeah,
first.
Yeah,
I've seen the first 4.5 seasons.
they're phenomenal.
4
Yeah.
seasons, maybe.
Yeah,
Still my favorite
maybe
show.
I'll do that and then watch Lost again for
It's a really good
probably to be honest, probably at least the 8th time, the whole way through.
I mean,
I've only
that's been
Lost.
great, so.
I've only seen Lost all the way through 2.5 times.
Well, because I used to watch, because there's 6 seasons. My apologies.
6 seasons.
And so I used to go watch season 1, and then get the DVD set, and then right before season 2 comes out, I rewatch season 1, and then I would get season 2 DVD set, and then before season 3 come out, watch 1 and 2, and then I would. So I've seen season 1 over
6
probably
times.
8 or 9 times. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
impressive,
I
actually.
can probably quote and whatever.
That's cool.
It's impressive.
I promised Noah. To watch Clone Wars, so I watched the first 3 episodes of Clone Wars. Then I started watching Last Airbender
What do you
because I
think Jordan,
Oh,
how many times
Here's
do
the
I have to
thing.
tell you get through season 1? That's it.
Oh, I
Get
am.
through season 1.
I just needed a break. I'm going to watch all of it. It's just gonna take me
Yeah.
a while, just because I could.
After you
Look,
get past season 1,
We need to as well. To be honest, we need to watch all of Clone Wars and all of Rebels probably.
I'm not gonna watch Rebels.
All the way through Clone Wars, I started it, and when it was on TV, and then I think I just lost track. Of
Well,
it.
but what if they make a live action Ezra appearance, like in
That's
the
the
next
thing, though.
Mandalorian season?
Like 5 of Star Wars' projects right
That was
now
Star
is
Wars
based
Rebels.
on
That
Clone
wasn't
Wars
Clone
right now.
Wars.
So if you haven't watched Clone Wars, you don't know what's happening now.
Wait,
Yeah. Well, Ahsoka, I mean, she's huge.
Yeah, that's
Ahsoka,
Clone
Bad
Wars.
Batch, Mandalorian now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
yeah.
You're right.
It does.
It's worth
Watching
watching.
Mandalorian helps a lot if you've seen all of the Clone Wars.
Like Noah had to explain
I did explain
What-
a lot.
what the plot was.
The
just
dark
'cause I haven't
saber and
seen-
everything.
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah,
explain
here's
the
the thing.
symbolism
I've
and all
watched
that.
enough nerd
Yeah,
content.
I was like, I've
Like-
just seen a lot of just explaining the lore.
Like
Yeah.
lore.
That's fair.
to know
Right.
exactly what's going on.
Right,
I've
I
seen
know-
the
I
source
knew
content.
everything.
That's me with Marvel.
Right,
oh yeah,
exactly.
I know who Agatha is. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
When are we getting into it, Noah? I'm ready to fight you, man.
Why don't
I'm ready to fight
listen?
you.
Okay, we're gonna get into the movies now. Let's start with Moonrise Kingdom, and then we can move
Okay.
on to
Okay,
Captain
great.
Marvel.
All
And
right.
then we'll hate each other. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Great.
So,
That's fine.
So then we can end it
let's
off
have a
on hating each
unifying
other.
moment before we end each other's lives.
Exactly.
can I ask you? Can I ask all of you what your favorite Wes Anderson movie is?
Fantastic
Grand
Mr.
Budapest
Fox.
Hotel.
His is Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, no, what did you say?
Fantastic
Fantastic
Mr.
Mr.
Fox.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. Okay, okay.
I love all of them so much, but I think it was
they're
probably because
amazing.
Fantastic Mr. Fox was the first one I saw, so I have really nostalgic memories of it.
Same thing with me and Grand Budapest
Well,
Hotel, to be
There you
honest.
go. There you go.
The first one I saw was Moonrise Kingdom, so Moonrise Kingdom was my favorite.
You know,
Oh, there we go.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I think,
yeah.
is that a thing now? That we just
No, you know
Like,
what? Because I've seen Fantastic Mr. Fox, Isle of Dogs, Moonrise Kingdom, and then Grand Budapest Hotel. I only saw like a month ago. Grand Budapest Hotel is my favorite.
Yes!
It's really good. They're all really good.
I've seen
I-
all
They're
of
all
them.
good. They're all great.
Right, they're all phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen all of them and the Royal Tannenbaums, which
Okay.
I only watched because it was a part of my film class in college.
Mm.
Yeah. it's
How
Wes
was that one? I've never seen it.
Yeah. It was weirder than normal.
Mm.
Like,
Okay.
kind of.
That's hard to beat.
Anderson. There's Wes
Oh.
Anderson
Oh.
weird, and then there's sometimes he jumps it. Because even Moonrise Kingdom had some
Even-
weird parts.
There was a
Oh, yeah.
there was a weird scene.
There's only one weird scene.
It was pretty weird though.
It was really weird.
If it's
but-
not the one I'm thinking of, then I think we might have to.
It's
It's when we had
probably
to
the
watch
one we're all
therapy
thinking of.
session.
12-year-olds stripped down and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah.
The actors themselves were 14.
I had to
It
look it up.
doesn't.
I had to look it up. Like, there's no
It-
way they had to.
You know what's bad? It doesn't make me feel any better. Like,
No,
Yeah.
it's not a good scene.
yeah.
Luckily, they don't actually
But-
show
They're
anything.
the same age, and one wasn't like creepily older than the
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
that's fair. But they still, at least
At
they
least
don't
it wasn't
actually
as if it
show
was, like,
anything. Like
16,
it
like,
wasn't.
no.
Well, 18. That
18, yeah, that would
It
have been
would have been bad if they
Really?
actually showed.
Yeah, it would have been real bad.
I
Like,
have
is it-
to say, for myself. So Kinsey and I just rewatched Moonrise Kingdom yesterday.
Mhm.
Jeez, that was forever ago. But so I've watched this. This is my second time watching it, and maybe for me it just has to be like I have to be in the right headspace to watch a Wes Anderson. But like
I totally
Oh,
agree.
you're totally
I was
right.
really tired yesterday, and I got home and I was watching it, and the first like half when you can't find the scout kid and all of that, like I'm like, oh great, like I remember some of the stuff,
Mhm.
and then later like it starts to fall off for me, and to me like it wasn't as engaging as, in my opinion, like a Grand Budapest is. But
That's fair.
that's also
Yeah.
my
But,
It's
you
a
know,
lot less.
watching Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah,
We
the
also
first time.
fell asleep last time we watched the Grand Budapest Hotel.
because I've seen it.
And
100%.
he fell asleep in the middle of Isle of Dogs. So,
Wow.
Corey, what are you
I-
doing?
listen,
Wow.
listen.
Yeah.
For me, it has to be like I have to be well rested and in the mood to like experience
No,
the
because
masterpiece that is
Yeah.
a Wes Anderson film.
Wes Anderson,
Yeah.
you have to have the right headspace. Like, okay, I have to love weird right now. You have to love
Yeah.
it, because if you
Right.
don't, you're not gonna like his movies.
no.
Because
Yeah.
I am super engaged in every single one of his movies because every shot is perfect, and I'm
It's-
like, holy
It is
Holy
beyond
crap.
perfect.
Holy
Yeah.
crap, I love it. And the colors are super complimentary,
Oh,
and just especially this one. This one had a lot of yellow and
Oh,
green.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Yes.
so good.
I love it.
Primary colors everywhere. And
Oh,
I love
I love
it.
it.
And everything
I-
looks
don't
like
get me
it's everything looks like it's on like
Sorry,
a
go
model set.
Yeah.
Like it all
Oh,
looks
yeah.
small, and it's his film making and his
Well-
photography and everything so good.
You have to. I feel, and here's the thing. We feel like we could probably look it up to know for sure. But like those like water scenes were for sure like small sets.
Oh
where
no,
water just,
absolutely.
like
Yeah,
Yeah.
half of the movie is actually on model sets, but the other half still looks like it's on a model set.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I love
crazy.
that. Now,
It's great.
maybe you guys can speak to this because you might have done a bit more research than we did, but like I wouldn't put it past Wes Anderson that like those scenes where it's two people on a phone, that's an actual practical set.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Like Wes Anderson's weird enough to have to like put something together to make that happen. But
Oh, he
I
would
don't
definitely
know.
do that. 100%.
Yeah, he would. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But he's a brilliant filmmaker.
Oh, he's
Even
so
if like sometimes my headspace is not able
And he
to
just-
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
get through it. You know?
I had to push off this watch just because for this morning when I'm well rested because I'm the same way as you, Corey. Is like I can't appreciate art if I'm not well rested and I'm not like.
Yes.
See, like there's the movies where I'm like, okay, I can watch this anytime and be great, and then there's
Right.
movies where like I need to be fully engaged and like fully
Yes.
appreciative.
That's
of it.
Wes Anderson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
See, I'm the kind of person where if a movie is on, even if it's not entertaining or engaging, I cannot fall asleep. Like, it will not happen.
That's a good quality.
That's pretty much me too, actually. Like I won't fall asleep if a movie's on.
What if you miss the best part?
Exactly. But then again, I'd also
I always enjoy watching Moonrise Kingdom. That
Okay.
is a film that I always enjoy watching.
Yeah.
It's the best.
And
It's
because I saw it when it came, not in theaters, but I saw it when it came out pretty recently, like after it came out in 2012. And because the thing, it was this whole, like, it created this whole subculture of, I really think that this film had a big hand in the hipster indie movement of the
100%.
early 2010s.
Probably, yeah.
Because, like, Susie's character was the blueprint.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
every
I
indie
saw it. I'm
hipster
like,
girl
I
wanted
knew
to
girls
look
exactly
her.
like her. So
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
Like, I wanted to look like her. Like, I wanted
Yeah.
to wear the
Yeah.
high knee socks with the Sunday shoe. Like, that was it. That was it. And, like,
yeah.
especially for me, like, I was deep into, like, Tumblr culture at that time. And that was, like, literally,
I knew.
know.
It doesn't surprise
Of
me.
course. How
Yeah.
would you not?
You didn't hide it.
And
This
part
is
of
Kinsey
my
we're talking
personality
about.
screams, I was on Tumblr in 2012.
The worst time to be on Tumblr.
I got my account in 2010, and that was like when it started to go off the deep end.
That's
But
what it started.
like literally, that was my like entire dashboard was just screen caps of Moonrise Kingdom.
Wow.
And
Hey, that's cool.
like,
I like that.
I know. Well, that is like for me why, because I have such like fond memories of watching it, being like, this is literally the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And because movies weren't made like that.
Right.
Movies were not.
That's
being
why-
made like
yeah.
that.
Yep.
Like, I feel like it's a lot more common of a film style now. I mean, we were even talking about like Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
It's very of that kind of film style.
It's a lot closer.
Yeah.
It's definitely closer than like a lot of other movies that like obviously try to copy Wes Anderson.
Right.
Yes.
But I feel
Jojo
like
Rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh, like the way the cinematography setup is like, okay, yeah, like this still, you could tell Taika wanted like Wes Anderson vibe
Sure.
of like symmetry
Yeah.
and color.
But it wasn't just like
feel
that.
Right.
It wasn't just like that cheap copycatting. It was more of like an homage. Like it was an
Yes.
appreciation
Yes.
of Wes Anderson rather than those
Yes.
other indie
Not,
films
I'm
that try to
trying to
be
be
Wes
Wes
Anderson. Yeah, because Taika
Right.
Waititi knows he's not Wes Anderson. He's a
No,
great director.
he knows.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is like what Taika Waititi's like comedy style is so vastly different
Yep.
from Wes
So
Anderson's
different,
comedy
yeah.
style. Yeah,
Wes
yeah.
Anderson's comedy is so different, and I love it. It's
yeah.
It's so
No, I love
weird,
it.
but it's so good.
Because
Right.
his comedy is character. It's just characters saying like really obvious things sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's just
No, yeah. It's dry.
It's so
deadpan
dry.
Yep.
Humor.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
For sure.
like okay. The most I've laughed at a Wes Anderson joke is Grand Budapest Hotel when Edward Norton comes in saying that he's getting arrested, and then Ray Fiennes is like, "Oh, I'm getting blamed for her murder. This is bad," and he starts running away.
And he says she's been murdered, and you all think I've done it, and he starts running out.
I love that deadpan humor. Everyone
and that
just
scene lasts for like 50 seconds. You just watch him run up.
he's running away. Yeah,
On
It's-
him running up the stairs.
it's
Yeah.
just everyone saying what they're doing, pretty much.
Yeah, right.
It's just narrating themselves, kind of.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
And with
So-
Well,
Wes
here's the
Anderson-
thing about Wes Anderson, like you literally like his films have a timeless quality about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That like I mean, when I found out that Moonrise Kingdom came out in 2012, my jaw was on the floor because I'm just like, this film like is so similar in again it's a Wes Anderson. So like Grand Budapest Hotel, which came out in I don't know the exact
2016.
2017. But like his films, and again with Isle of Dogs and with all of his other films, they have this timeless quality about it that they will stand the test of time and they will continue to be like some of the best films that came out in that year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say it was also you could tell which actors know his vision, which ones don't.
We talked about this
Like,
last
you
week,
could tell-
actually.
Well, that's why
Yeah.
he has favorites.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why that's why he brings Schwartzman, forgot his name, all the time. That's why he likes Bill Murray. That's why he likes
Right.
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
And
Edward Norton, yeah.
you they could just tell. And Ray Fiennes in Grand Budapest, I think, did it the best.
So
of,
good.
Like,
Oh
he
my
just
gosh.
knew his vision
Nailed it.
so perfectly.
Ray Fiennes carries that film
Yeah.
like on his shoulders,
Ray Fiennes
and yet
carries.
is also so. Oh yeah, he carries everything.
He kind of
Like,
carries every movie he's in.
Yeah. So it was funny because the reason we watched the Grand Budapest, the most recent time we just watched it was because we just watched the movie The Dig
Oh yeah.
on Netflix.
How
Netflix
is that?
original, starring
I haven't
Ray
watched
Fiennes.
it. It's good. I really like Ray Fiennes, so
yeah,
I'll give
he's
it a
great
try.
in it. And I feel like in this movie, it subverts a lot of like the normal tropes that movies coming out because it's 2021. Like it's a 2021 movie, and like I don't know, man. It kind of just makes you like there's not a ton going on. The premise is very, very basic, but it lives it out. And like a lot of the times I didn't really let myself enjoy it because I was like, oh, something big is gonna like there's gonna be a big twist or there's gonna a big event that is gonna happen, and it's just like none of that really happened.
Hmm.
And
but that's not a bad thing.
Leave room for
Yeah.
the just kind of like breathe.
Yeah.
And be the character, which and also it's based on a true story.
yeah,
So-
that's a big
Nice.
part too.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some really good, deep emotional moments that hit because you've watched these actors like portray these
and it's
characters
also,
so well.
It also Carey Mulligan,
Oh,
who
I
is one of my
freaking
favorite
love Carey
actors.
Mulligan,
Nice.
dude.
Yeah,
I like that.
but that's why we watched.
Yeah. Yeah, like hey, Ray Fiennes is amazing.
Yeah, he's just.
Yeah.
You want to know the first movie? Probably not the first movie I actually saw him in, but the first movie where I was old enough to recognize an actor and be like, I know who that is. Schindler's
Harry
List.
Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, mine was Harry Potter. and
That
the
was
Goblet
the
of Fire.
first movie that I like consciously saw him in, and I was like, "That's Ray Fiennes. I know him." So it was a weird start.
Oh.
Weird start
saw
because he's a bad guy.
Watched that movie in my junior year of high school.
It's such a rough movie, but it's such a good movie.
I
I haven't seen
cried
it.
the entire time, and everybody thought I was weird. And I'm like, "How are you not crying?
It's
If you
rough,
don't-
but it's
If
so
you
good.
don't think it's
It's happened to people."
Yeah. But yeah, that was
I
my
haven't
introduction
seen
to
I
Ray
don't
Fiennes. He's
understand
not a
why
good
we
guy in
didn't
that
watch
movie.
School.
I mean,
Yeah.
He hardly ever plays the good guy. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
I
really
mean,
good
even
bad
in
guy.
Dig, like he's not a super good person. Like,
Well,
like I think
Yeah.
I think I've told Noah this, but I've never seen Schindler's List. But I think the best,
Same.
Excluding Schindler's List because I don't know, but I think the best actual portrayal of like Nazi point of view or just like the World War II vibe is actually Jojo Rabbit. I think Jojo Rabbit does
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
job of it because
it's insane.
they took their their actual beliefs and brought it into comedy, saying like, "Hey, this is funny, but this is what they actually thought of."
yeah.
It's insane.
It's great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. Like, this is like Jojo Rabbit. Like the single funniest scene in that movie has to be when they're leaving and entering the home, and they just all keep saying, "Hey Hitler, Heil Hitler."
I hit there.
Yeah, that was so funny.
So good.
But then,
Dude, like I could not stop laughing. Like, it
and
was-
we're not-
that was great.
we're not reviewing this movie, but I gotta say,
No, we're not.
Right.
the fact that it can go from that scene to punctuating it with I can't remember her name, but the girl having to say Hail Hitler,
The Jewish girl.
the Jewish girl, and it's like it
got
hits
from-
and it's hard. It goes straight from comedy to super serious that fast.
Yes.
Amazing movie.
With the same joke, with the same
With
dialogue.
with the same dialogue. That's insane.
The
We're not
same
reviewing that
words.
movie right now, but what a good movie.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's get back to Moonrise
I will
Kingdom.
say,
Okay, go
yeah,
ahead.
that same feeling of like just the dialogue happening and it's like good like banter back and forth is like when the Susie and Sam are sitting on the rock and they're talking to each other about like things they like and whatnot, and she's talking about the books that she likes, and then all of a sudden it goes to her and she's like, oh, I sometimes wish I was an orphan because you guys have more interesting lives, and he just like I love you, but you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you, but-
Yeah.
Immediately, like,
That was-
I love you too.
That was my favorite moment. That was my favorite moment of the movie because like it's true. Like some people that like are ingrained into books because they're all outcasts in the society and are like, oh wow, being an orphan is great. But like her saying like, hey, I wish I was an orphan because I just want my life to be interesting. But then he's like, I love you, but you have no idea what you're talking about. Like it's both cheery but like serious and thought provoking and simple.
Yes.
Like it's all
Yeah.
it's perfect scene. It's
Yeah.
great.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
and then
such a
you
good
also
movie.
then get the like realization on her face of like this is the first time he said that he loves her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So, and so then she's
Can I
Like,
just-
oh,
Such an adorable, such an adorable little love story. I would also I also got to say today I watched it today, first time ever watching it. I've never seen this movie before. I loved it.
Yeah.
Very good
It's
movie.
great.
Very
It's a
just
classic.
adorable little love story with that Wes Anderson twist on it. Super good.
My review
for
in
sure.
Letterboxd was it's just the classic story of two outcasts finding unity in one another and then bringing their communities together. And it's the
Yeah.
best Bruce Willis cop movie. That was my review.
Wait. Hold on. What?
I will say yes to that too.
yeah. Crazy.
You're
Great.
What?
That's those objective
That's it.
views.
That's all I'm
And
gonna say.
yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Wait a second.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're moving on though.
No, we're already past that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Never mind. Jordan, what do you rate this movie?
I rate it 8 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. Kinsey, Corey?
I'll give it an 8 as well. Actually, I'll give it a 9. I think the
Okay.
cinematography alone is worth the 9.
But that,
Yeah.
that means you got to give it to every Wes Anderson movie.
See, yeah. I gave Grand Budapest Hotel
Yeah,
a 9.
I would say.
Okay. I mean, as long as you stand by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would give it a 9 out of 10 for like because I enjoy like 3/4 of the movie except for that like one moment where you feel uncomfortable because
That was uncomfortable.
girls make out.
Yeah. It's gross.
Yeah.
So, very gross.
I'm gonna give it an 8 as well.
Yes.
Nice.
I think that's pretty
Great.
solid. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
would say pretty definitively that most Wes Andersons get a 9 for me because of the cinematography.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
The Grand
I
Budapest
have
Hotel.
more emotional reasons why I would rate other
Moonrise
Wes
Kingdom.
Anderson films lower, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel, I gave a 9 when I watched it for the first time, just because the colors contrasted
Yeah.
perfectly for me,
Yeah.
and I would think it was the best balance of art and story for me. At least that hit. For
Yeah.
me.
Just so
Yeah.
you guys know, I mean, Grand Budapest Hotel, it's in my top 10 films of my life. Like,
Yes.
it is
I see
it's
that.
high
That's
enough
fair,
rated
yeah.
for me that it's
No,
like,
totally.
to me, yeah. We're not reviewing Grand Budapest
No,
Hotel.
no. We might do that someday. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
you know who to call.
All right. Well,
Yeah, boy.
we will.
Nice.
we're done with Moonrise Kingdom.
Now
Let the
for
main event begin.
Time for the main event.
Who wants to go
Let me
first?
Bring out my notes.
Yes, I gotta have my review.
What is the purpose of this discussion?
Yes, let's lay the ground rules.
We're gonna do just a review. Review the movie like you would, like we did for Moonrise Kingdom. We're gonna take our turns and let each other speak, and then we can argue.
Great.
So we're gonna go in whatever order.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I would like to
And-
go first.
Okay, Jordan's gonna
Go,
go
Jordan.
first.
I'm just gonna read my review out loud.
Yeah.
Do
Is
it.
that okay with you guys?
Yes, that's
So
fine.
here's my review. I won't give you my rating yet. So
Yes.
this movie is the reason people don't like superhero movies. It's tacky, painfully cheesy, not as inspiring as it wants to be, and it has for it is the action and the special effects. This character has no flaws, no threats, and no character development in the entire movie. The only character development this movie gives Carol is, oh no, new powers, which she masters right away, and she has amnesia. That's a big enough problem for her. I get that this is supposed to be woman empowerment thing, but you don't do that with a character with flaws and no personality. Maybe in a sequel she can become interesting. And that is my review.
Fantastic.
All right.
Hey, he presented facts and a logical
Yes.
argument. It wasn't just I
Well,
hate this movie. That's what we're going for.
I mean, I kind of
Not
He-
facts. Not facts, but
He
reasons.
presented his opinion on
Yes.
the film.
Not facts.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take that back. He
I
presented his
like to
reasoning for his
go-
argument.
I would like to go next.
Have
For
at it.
myself, I'll read my review and then most likely might add some more to the end.
Yes, go ahead.
I said I feel like this movie didn't do itself any favors coming out when it did. I would have much rather had it come out before Infinity War, and then Captain Marvel be in Infinity War, or come out in Marvel Phase 4, meaning after Endgame. I don't think it's a bad origin story necessarily. In fact, I quite enjoy the world building that it accomplishes. I'll add to that. I really enjoyed like Nick Fury's character inclusion and Coulson's character inclusions.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it builds out the world, the MCU really well. I like that part. I definitely appreciate that her insanely powerful abilities were created by the Tesseract. And to me, there is a definite reason why she's very, very powerful. And yeah, that's a lot for me. I just feel like my biggest frustration about this movie is not even the movie. It is the fact that, and I feel like Kinsey will probably double down on some of the stuff I'm going to say, but it took Marvel too long to get a female-led superhero film out. And this really was a rushed film to try to be a Wonder Woman counterpart, because DC put out Wonder Woman, and that was freaking amazing. Like Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman movie, we can review the second one down the line. Holy crap, it's bad.
So
Spoiler
bad.
alert. But
So bad.
I'm just saying, Captain Marvel, it really feels like this is not like meticulous. Like Kevin Feige has every single, like he has a hand in every single Marvel movie, and this one it feels like it's a little bit more rushed. And I know for myself, like I would have appreciated more careful thought and attention to how they handle her as a character, because I really do think she will grow into a character that people love more than they do right now. But for me, it is more so, it's less of a, I think Carol Danvers is a bad character, and it's more of a, I think that her inclusion in movies, and even this movie, have been very much of an afterthought, and like more of a, like, let's just push out, because we need to get out a female-led superhero movie.
Yeah.
So that's my...
Corey, I agree with most, if not all, of what you just said.
I agree with most of what you just said. Totally. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Noah, would you like to go?
I'll go next. Yeah, we'll stagger it. So, I went into this movie, watching it this time, trying to find things that I liked about it. Genuinely trying to enjoy this movie. So I'm going to prove that by starting with my pros of the movie.
Great.
The things I liked about it. One, the Stan Lee Marvel intro. The Marvel logo, Stan Lee intro.
Yeah,
Loved that. That was nice.
Yes.
That was good. And then the thank you, Stan. Great. I love that. That memory thing is kind of cool, where they can kind of control her memories and like, hey, look over here at this thing, because she's observing everything. I liked that.
Cool.
That was a cool thing. The movie becomes instantly better when Fury comes in. He's great. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
There were actually a couple scenes I found amusing, mostly involving Talos. Like the "You're my science guy" scene. That was funny.
It's good.
And then Talos complimenting how Fury's boss looks because it's the same actor. That's funny.
That's good.
That's a funny scene. I really liked that this movie introduced Monica Rambeau because I really like her in WandaVision.
I do too.
Yes.
She's great, so I appreciate that this movie introduced her. I like the discussion that Fury has with Coulson about the Avengers Initiative at the end of the movie. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a great like tie-in. Love that.
Yeah.
And then the Endgame post-credit scene. That was good too.
Oh
was
yeah,
great.
that's a phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah,
Agreed.
very good. So that's my pros. Now I'm gonna get into my cons. I'm gonna start with what I need to do this. I'm gonna start with what I don't like about Brie Larson. And then you can see some of my biases about maybe why I don't like the rest of this movie.
Kinsey, I appreciate your very.
Yes, I appreciate your restraint, Kinsey. So first of all, and this is this is just an opinion, obviously, but I don't think Brie Larson is a good actress. A lot of her lines come off as stale and kind of boring. She doesn't sell anything that well, in my opinion. And the only scenes where I'm like, oh, that was a good scene for her, was when she has better actors and actresses to play off of. She can never hold a scene on her own, in my opinion.
Okay.
Jordan?
I would like to refute that. I don't think she's a bad actor. I think that the script didn't do her any favors. The dialogue they gave her, the dialogue they gave her was super cheesy and very.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Like I said, this is just my opinion.
I've seen her in other things. And she isn't bad.
Here's the thing.
That's my
and I'm not. And I'm.
Go ahead.
I'm also not going to try to got you, but like also she did win Best Actress for playing her character in Room. Oh, she literally did win Best Actress.
I have heard award. That Room is really good, and I haven't seen it. Like I said, this part of my literally. Go ahead.
Sorry, go for it.
This part of my thing is all opinion. This part of my Brie Larson thing.
No, yeah, and I think that there's also a good maybe, and I'm trying to throw you a lifeline here. Maybe you also are not a fan of Brie Larson in this role. Maybe you're saying you just don't like Brie Larson as an actress as a whole.
I'm just not a fan of her as an actress. Her acting ability does not impress me. She's good in other things like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and Kong Skull Island, but that plays off of my when she's not in a scene with other actors and actresses that are better than her. She can play off of people. I haven't seen her in a solo role that well.
So that we can refute, that we can actually have a good dialogue back and forth later.
Okay, we'll do that. She has no stunt experience, in my opinion. Her stunting wasn't great.
Sure.
That's not that big of a thing. That's normal. But she also, and this is my biggest problem with her, she also just kind of seems like an annoying, self-righteous person in real life. Because of doing things like when she claims doing things like when she claimed that Captain Marvel can lift Mjolnir, and then Marvel people had to come out and be like, no. And most recently saying that she's the strongest Avenger, which isn't true. Scarlet Witch is. And complaining that Thanos cheated in Endgame, which is just a whiny baby complaint. Shut up. It's war. That's how it goes. You don't complain. She has a very strong female character. Captain Marvel is a strong female character, but she forces it. She makes it like. Have you guys seen The Boys?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. She makes it feel like the whatever company that is trying to sell the female power.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good analysis.
She forces the woman power thing.
That I disagree with that. I'm not.
I agree with that.
I want to put better words to it so that because Kinsey doesn't watch The Boys, but I feel like I would want to try to put that in words.
She feels like the corporate version of female power.
Okay.
You're getting there.
It's getting there.
Close. That's closer to maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
Anyway, now I'm going to talk about the movie, and I'll try to get through this quick because I know I'm taking a lot of time on this. I don't like how they use Jude Law. Jude Law's a really good actor, and he kind of just was underused in this movie.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
I don't like the fact that throughout the entire movie, Jude Law's character and the Supreme Intelligence or whatever try to teach Carol restraint, which for a person with her power is a very good thing to learn. It's with great power comes great responsibility. But then the hero moment at the end of the movie is losing restraint and just going for it, which I don't like the message of so much. That's just me. I don't like that.
I think I could refute that, but yeah,
that's fair. That's the whole point of this. It's a discussion.
Yes.
I don't like how they use the scrolls in this movie because I really like Secret War from the comics, and they kind of just threw the scrolls out there in this movie. I was disappointed with that. And the whole bad guys are actually good thing, which has been done before, but they didn't do super well with that, to be honest, in my opinion, because at the beginning they make them like actually bad. Like one of them tries to kill Fury and everything, and it kind of feels like they're actually bad until that switching point, and then they're like, oh no, they're good now.
I disagree.
Okay, that's fair. I don't like that Fury says SHIELD. Because in 2008 they're still working on the name, so the timelines get messed up.
That's an oversight for sure.
So the timelines get messed up with that. Yeah. And overall, I kind of just didn't like the most of the comedy, other than the couple lines I said.
And also Blockbuster, like that's come on.
Yeah. The movie actually has a decent soundtrack.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I like Blockbuster. It's funny.
Yeah, it does.
The movie actually has a decent soundtrack, but it almost feels like it doesn't know when or where to put the songs. Why do you have a shovel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dig knows great for being so slanderous.
Yeah, probably.
Oh!
I think.
Would you like to borrow it?
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was. I'm on my last 2 points. The movie has a decent soundtrack, but it doesn't. It almost feels like it doesn't know when to use it. It kind of just throws the songs out there, and I'm like, oh, that's a good song, but this is a weird scene to put that in. If that makes any sense. And then finally, I'm absolutely infuriated that Fury got his eye because of the cat.
I agree with that.
Because in Winter Soldier, there's so much emphasis.
I love that.
They did lean into the last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
But that's because in Winter Soldier, it's so serious and like intense, and like the last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. And then in this, it was just a throwaway joke. It wasn't even a good joke; it was a throwaway joke, and that infuriates me.
I'm going to explain to you why you're wrong about that.
Whoa.
All right, so that is my opinions. I've given pros. I've given cons. I'm done.
Can I give my favorite scene before Kinsey goes?
Yeah.
Yes. Please.
My favorite scene is Coulson's heart over orders scene, where he
that was really good.
That was great. The bringing back of Coulson was very, very, very cool to me.
Yeah, anyway, I love Coulson as a character.
Yes, he's a great character.
Actually, I'm gonna finish off by saying I wanted this movie to be good, and I want her to be an interesting character in the future. But to me, right now, she's not. Like Wanda, for a while, she wasn't that interesting to me, but now she is. They can make her a better character.
That's a good point. That's actually,
and I hope they do, because Captain Marvel as a character in the comics and cartoons and whatever, interesting and fun. I just don't think they've used her well yet.
I feel like I can agree with 100% of what you just said.
That goes with Corey's point of like they just rushed the character.
Mm-hmm.
They just oversighted a lot of things, and they just need to take her time with her, and then she'll be.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, Kinsey, go ahead and yell at me.
All right.
Yell at me. Kinsey. Let's do it.
Kinsey, let's go.
Opposition.
Well, I'm gonna start with the whole Nick Fury losing his eye thing before I forget. But honestly, I mean, you see Nick Fury in this movie, and he's funny. He's joking around.
I love him.
He's not super serious.
Mm-hmm.
But the Nick Fury that we know in the rest of the Avengers films is, really mysterious,
scathing,
really serious, and kind of threatening, and has to keep up this persona of this, all-powerful leader of the Avengers Initiative.
Yeah.
And So why in the world would he tell anyone that he lost his eye to a cat? He has to make up a story to make it
but
serious so he can keep up his persona. And that's what makes it so funny.
it's not though, because it's supposed
It's the juxtaposition of
in
he
Winter's. I understand.
And then, when you break your arm falling down a flight of stairs, you don't say, I broke falling down a flight of stairs. You're like, I was horseback riding.
You should have seen the other guy.
No.
It's not like, I stepped on a banana peel and I fell and broke my wrist. No.
Bad joke. Don't like it. Don't like it at all.
This is the best part of this movie. Okay, anyway, I find it very. I'm now reading my review from when I first saw the movie.
Okay.
There's some things I still stand by.
This is actually the second time.
The second time?
Yeah, because this is when I was doing my rewatch of all the Infinity Saga.
Was it?
Yeah, this isn't the first time we watched the movie
so
ever.
this was the second time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I will say I've now watched it 3 times because I watched it again today, and I like it more and more every time I watch it. So,
Okay.
this is what I said.
I will
after
say
the
I
second
liked
time
it better
watched
than the last time I watched it.
There you go. It grows on you.
I'll say that.
This film was made for female Marvel fans, and as one, I deeply resonate with the character of Captain Marvel. I like that they included Guardians of the Galaxy as humor, but it was definitely its own thing. I wish I had more background on Carol Danvers as a person. I would have liked to see a bit more connection between her actions in the film. And my ending line was, I genuinely think she is the most powerful Avenger. Here's the thing. After watching this movie again and getting refreshed on, what exactly Carol Danvers' powers are, where she derives them from, and also now watching WandaVision and getting more in-depth look at what Wanda's powers are and how they work and where they came. It's interesting because, this is going to include WandaVision spoilers, like, big time, so if you have not seen it, don't watch it.
Skip ahead 30 seconds.
They both derived their powers from an Infinity Stone. They were both affected by an Infinity Stone, but Wanda's were enhanced by her magical witch powers that she already had. And whereas Carol Danvers just, got straight up hit in the face with Infinity Stone power. And also they were completely different Infinity Stones as well. Yeah. So they had a different effect on each one of them. But they also were, if I'm remembering correctly, the only female superheroes to go toe-to-toe with Thanos in Endgame.
Yeah.
And literally could have beaten him if they had really, really, really wanted to.
100%.
And it's because he was fighting with the Infinity Stones, and they literally had the power.
Okay, Thanos ripping the Power Stone off the glove.
That was
one of the best.
That was so sick.
It is. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep.
But also, Thanos trying to headbutt Captain Marvel for not moving is also really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, that's a good power scene. It shows her power. That's cool.
And I will say though, if Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel ever go into fight, I do think Scarlet Witch would win.
Scarlet Witch wins.
Yes, I think the power that she's accessed now, she's accessed a whole new level. Of, the power
accidentally too.
Right. Accidentally.
But. So as far as watching this as a superhero movie, it is a superhero movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's going off of what he said about the timing of the movie, of when they decided to put it in the lineup of films. Of it, literally, this is the last movie before we see the big fight in Endgame, the big ending to everything.
Right.
And so she's already at a disadvantage of we hardly know her. We don't know who this is. And all of a sudden you're introducing this brand new character to a story and a lineup of characters that we already know and love and know a ton about and have seen character arcs of. And our minds want to automatically know more and want to automatically see more and feel like we get a better understanding of who her character is, what her powers are, and all that. But did we expect that? Seeing Iron Man 1, Captain America 1?
Of course not.
Like, no. And
It's too much pressure.
It's pressure.
Right.
And you have to hold it to that same standard of seeing all of the Avengers for the first time.
Right.
Because if you don't, it's not fair.
Right. For sure.
And it made it not fair on her, on this character.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay.
And because when you look at it, I mean, they even say point blank, like when she has that last conversation with the Great Intelligence, and, it's trying to break her will and tell her, like, without us, you're nothing. You're weak. You're human. You can't do anything. But she finds the strength within herself and knows that she does have the power to access to this power, and that's the basic struggle of Iron Man and Captain America, of starting out as weak humans who couldn't do anything on their own and had to get a super soldier serum, invent a robotic suit so that they could have the power to do the things that they wanted to do
and fight for justice.
Yeah, and
right.
fight the way that they knew they could.
Right.
And so, it's the same basic trajectory of her character. It's just now starting.
Right.
Obviously, and
Yeah.
the thing is, neither one of Steve Rogers or Tony Stark had the powers of an Infinity Stone, and we see what Wanda Maximoff can do, in Age of Ultron right off the bat, and how much power she has just from the Infinity Stone, and not even really accessing her witch powers yet, And so the fact that Carol Danvers is so powerful, I think it totally makes sense. She has the unadulterated power of an Infinity Stone inside of her, and they make her wear the inhibitor so that she can, control her powers and, repress whatever and gain control. But the thing is they're not trying to teach her how to gain control and restraint. They're literally clipping her wings.
They're controlling her.
They're making it so she can't fly.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, there are a lot of, the flashback scenes that we have of her childhood and her at, the Army Training Academy and all that stuff, where it's, constantly over and over again, she's being told, no, you can't. No, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. You're not strong enough. You can't do it. And, is it, a little cliche feminist kind of stuff? Yeah. But is that very real things that women get told throughout their entire lives as a woman? Yes. That's the kind of crap we deal with all the time. And it just, to see that represented in a film and see a character who gets given the supernatural power to rise above that and do something about it, and do something about the people who are keeping her from accessing her full potential, for me, was extremely empowering as someone who has dealt with people of authority in my life who have purposefully kept me from accessing the power that I had. And it's the fact that she literally turns Ronan and his entire fleet around and sends them running because they know they can't take her. That's nuts. That's crazy. And I wish more so, because the thing is my problems aren't with her abilities and her powers as a superhero. I more so wanted to see more of her as a person.
Right.
Because for the first time in the film, she doesn't remember who she is and who she was, really. All of her memories are gone. She doesn't remember, the relationships that she had or anything. And so then, I would really love to see more of her interacting with like Monica and with Maria, and like remembering who she was, and us delving more into who she is as a person.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I think will come in later movies, because again, this is the first time we're meeting her, and
Yeah.
part of her story is that she doesn't know who she is.
Yeah.
And we're kind of introduced to her as she's this empowered being.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the first part of the film, we don't even think she's human, because she says she's Cree.
And she has blue blood and all
So
that.
it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, exactly. So
See the.
I think there's a lot of factors that go into this film, and go into her character, and it was disadvantaged in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And like, it's hard to not be salty, because, you know,
That's fair.
they jumped on the train far too late.
Right.
Absolutely.
And rushed it
that's-
out.
Yeah,
It felt
should've-
forced.
Yeah.
It felt absolutely
And
forced.
it's their fault.
And it wasn't fair. It
Yeah.
wasn't fair.
It was not fair at
Yeah.
all.
I would like
I
to.
am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I'm really looking forward to seeing Black Widow, because I mean, again,
Oh, I'm
that
so
is
excited
10
for
years
Black
too
Widow.
late.
So great.
That is, it is for sure 10 years too late to
Right.
even have a Black Widow, because
Oh,
she's
totally.
gone. So it doesn't matter. But like, I truly do think that like this will hopefully be like a film that is very well thought out, very well planned, gives again good backstory to.
And it looks like it is. It
Yeah.
does. It
Loved
looks.
I love Black Widow. So.
Past-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and even WandaVision.
Oh yeah.
Is
It's,
like finally getting something Marvel related
It
that stars
Agatha is
mostly,
insane.
mostly women.
and it
Yeah.
feels. The
And
difference is it
really,
feels.
like, fleshes them out and gives them like a full character arc.
right.
It feels
and, like,
natural,
and actually,
which
like, focuses
Captain
on
Marvel
who they are
doesn't.
as
Yes.
people. Yeah.
it feels
my response-
natural. It doesn't feel forced, which is Captain Marvel feels forced. WandaVision doesn't.
I have two responses to Kinsey. One of them is I have the same problem with Black Panther as I do this movie. In my perspective, is because I know this movie isn't made for me. I know it isn't. So I know that
Yeah.
my opinion doesn't really matter, because this movie it isn't for just Marvel fans. It's for Marvel fans that needed a female character to represent, and I get that.
Yeah.
It was just too little, too
But-
late.
Yeah.
That's my second response, is that
That's true.
it's Marvel's fault that they didn't put her in either phase 1 or 2, because
Yeah.
that's when everyone was like, okay, I love these characters. I need these characters.
Let's
Yeah.
get more. Right.
Every movie was thought out, except for some of the sequels, but every
Right.
movie was thought out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this movie just seems
Meticulously
not
right.
thought out, and just like, hey, you have like 2 months to work on this, go. And
I
that's what-
genuinely-
Yeah.
And then they barely put her in Endgame.
Right.
She was barely in the movie.
See, here's why, and this is touching on another
Here,
point I wanted
I
to
need to go
talk
to the
about.
bathroom. You guys keep talking.
Here's why I think she was in so little of Endgame, and this is gonna touch on another point I wanted to talk about. She has kind of the Superman problem, where she's so perfect and so empowered that she's kind of boring, and if she's there for the entire time, if she's in Endgame the entire time, that movie ends an hour earlier. So they
I
can't put her in the
disagree,
entire thing
because I
because of
feel
how
like-
powerful she is.
So I feel like, yes, in Captain Marvel's movie, they set her up to be like one of the most powerful Avengers.
Yeah, and
But,
she
like-
is. She still is.
What you do is you find a good way to bring her down to earth, and you find a way to make her more relatable and fit in more with the group.
I was gonna say
having
something
her
like
be having her be this literal, like, she shows up as the like angel of light to save Tony Stark, and it shows up as the, you know, the checkmate in the Endgame fight is like, it doesn't really do much.
If they could-
because there were Marvel fans who literally were just pissed that she was so powerful, and they thought that when she comes in Endgame, that she will literally just be the checkmate, and that so Marvel like wanted to try to avoid that, but by avoiding it, they kind of made it happen.
They kind of
almost.
it was
Well-
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
Well, and this is what is even more frustrating for me, is that even in her movie, and then continuing into Endgame, they just treat her as a superpowered being. and that's it.
Right.
They don't treat her as an actual person.
Right.
She's
Exactly.
an object.
Like Carol
And-
Danvers was a
and
human.
Because, as we now know from WandaVision, Monica got dusted. Maria died of cancer. Where's Carol?
Right.
Where's Carol?
Halfway across the
Right.
universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like, there's
Jeez.
no way in my
Such
mind
a bummer.
that she would not be there
Right.
See,
already.
the reason... no, I totally agree. But the reason I have some limited amount of hope for Captain Marvel as a character is because of what they're doing with WandaVision. They've made this
Right.
insanely powerful, crazy, kind of an object up until WandaVision character
Yeah.
into an actual human, into an actual person that has flaws. At this
Right.
moment, Captain Marvel has no flaws, which makes her a kind of boring character. Which is that's the Superman problem. Superman is a boring character
agree
because
with
he's
that.
perfect. That's just how it is.
Right.
So if they
Right.
can
Clark Kent is far
WandaVision
more
her,
interesting because, yeah.
what'd you say?
Clark Kent is far more interesting as a character because he has to
Yeah.
deal with, I'm going to be found out, or I have to
He's a
be with
person.
Lois, or I have to.
At least he has a kryptonite.
Yeah, he does have kryptonite. That's true.
Yeah, some supernatural thing. that makes
Yeah.
it silly.
Hey, Captain
Yeah,
Marvel doesn't have
I
anything.
don't
You know what
think- The problem is I don't think it was an accident that they gave her a story arc in which she had to take care of these aliens who took her across to the other side of the universe. Like, they wanted her out of the way. They
Yeah.
wanted to do their little part, do their little, like, here's your female superhero movie.
Mhm.
But we're not really going to, yeah, right.
That's
You
what
know-
that's what the boys argument really comes
Yes.
in here.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Boys is a
I
great show.
wanted to retouch on that, but so like basic premise for people who don't watch The Boys. I mean, there's this company who they make money off of superhero propaganda. It literally is just propaganda.
Yeah.
And so they have like a section of people who are literally they're like the marketing team. And so they do pitches like in a pitch meeting for like, picture this, like female empowerment, like, she comes up and says, I'm gay, like you can be gay too. And it's like, it's all of this, like they do these crazy, like over the top, like it's not real. Like it's very, very forced and very, very like, yeah, it's very, very faked. And so like, I can honestly agree that like, it does suck to see Carol Danvers in this movie with very limited, like at no point in time do you really feel like she's truly like that her life is in danger because there's a threat that could actually take her down.
That was my argument.
And
She doesn't have any
tough.
threats.
It's the
at all.
Superman problem.
Yeah.
Right, it is. Right.
But now there's a Thanos problem.
Yeah. And I can tell you, like, I really do have hope, and I'm just gonna say it, like, I disagree entirely with it, and no, I'll maybe give you the chance to clear up, but like, I do think that Brie Larson is an awesome actress. I do think that she has been a bit calloused because of some of the like Marvel fan base that did really like hate on her for this kind of.
I absolutely don't hate
movie.
her as a person. I just don't think she's a good actress.
No. Sure. But I'm just going to tell you, I
seems a
disagree
little
with
un-
that statement.
She seems. She seems.
fair.
I did say she
fair,
seems
that's what you're
annoying.
saying.
She seems annoying and self-righteous, but
She
that's.
is a actually in real life, like she's a really, really awesome person.
I do have to
who
say,
does a lot of
obviously,
good
I
with
don't know
faith.
her. I'll put that out there.
I follow her quite consistently.
I don't.
Shovel coming out.
Here you go, Kenzie.
I'm just saying, for me, as someone who has seen her in the movie Room, and also I do love her in 21 Jump Street, and I do love her in, what was the other movie that you said?
Scott Pilgrim.
versus the World. She has shown, and even in Captain Marvel, she does play a very diverse, different kinds of roles.
Like I said,
And again, in
uh,
Room, she won a Best Actress award because literally carried that movie on her shoulders. All she had to act with was an old kid. So it's
Right.
it
I
literally
don't
was also the material that she was given,
Yes,
the time that she was probably given to do the role, and the pressure that she was under to deliver on this.
Like I'm pretty
big
sure
task.
she was only set for Endgame for like 2 days. They only
Right.
gave her 2 days
that
for
makes
everything.
sense.
Which
She
is
wasn't.
insane.
Because the thing is that in Mark the movie, I mean, we see back like flashes of her life, like throughout the entire movie, almost.
A lot.
Like when the scrolls are looking at her memory, and then she's getting like flashbacks of when she's looking at photos of herself as a kid, and then at the very end too, when she's like, talking to the Great Intelligence again, flashbacks.
Lots of
And
flashbacks.
they do that. They do that on purpose, so they give you a false sense of knowing her, of getting any actual depth.
It just doesn't succeed.
But it is shallow. It is
It's so
completely
shallow,
shallow.
yeah. Yep.
And so they did not give her character depth.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was no depth to her character, and so there was nothing for her to pull from emotionally.
Right.
Yep.
So
Yep.
really, I mean, you talked about them underutilizing Jude Law as an actor.
Oh, they totally
They
did.
underutilized Brie Larson as an actress.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
like
did.
I
I
said-
haven't seen Room, so I'll watch
Like I
it.
said, the dialogue didn't give her any favors. The dialogue
Right.
they
did.
gave her
The writing was really
three
bad.
times in the movie she was cornered and she said a cheesy line, said no, okay, and then she just did like action stuff.
The writing
I'm like,
was just really bad.
Right.
I will
"That's
give The
worst
Room a
thing you could
watch,
ever do."
and I'll
Right.
restate my opinion on Brie Larson. But
Hey,
right
hey,
now,
hey,
I just
hey,
don't think
hey,
she's a good actress.
Noah, the movie is just called Room because The Room is that really.
Did I say
disaster
the first time I said Room? Did I say The Room this time?
You said The Room.
Sorry, I'll watch Room.
Okay.
I'll
so-
also watch
so
The Room.
really,
Actually,
really-
I'll do that too.
Really quick side story. The first time Brie Larson wins Best Actress for the movie Room,
Yeah.
and I wanted to go and watch that movie.
You
Because
watched
I'm like,
The
oh,
Room,
I
didn't
never,
you?
So I literally
Like, this
type
movie's
in the movie The Room,
No way.
and I start watching it, and I'm like, what am I watching right now? Because this is not the movie that I thought I was going to watch. So I typed into
That's
Google
so funny.
Brie Larson movie Room, and I saw, the name is
Room.
and then on like a site article there was like The Room, and I was like, and
I
then
don't
at that
think-
point I didn't watch the whole movie, but I was like, I need to revisit this at some time.
I don't
And then
think
I
any-
watched Disaster Artist and I loved it.
I was about to say, I don't think anybody should watch The Room, but I think everyone should watch The Disaster Artist.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think only like people that love films, no matter what, should watch The Room,
Yeah.
and just it doesn't take much for them to enjoy a movie because
Right.
that movie is a great watch.
Yeah.
It's hard
Yeah.
to watch, but it's great.
It's hard to watch, but it's great.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I guess what would our scores be for Captain Marvel all around?
I would like Kinsey to go first.
Yes, me too.
I think I'm gonna stick to what I originally gave it, which was an 8 out of 10. For me, even though it, did not really reach its full potential that it could have
Right.
if they had tried a little harder. It's really not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the more I watch it, the more I like it, and I personally enjoy Captain Marvel and Carol Danvers as a character, and I want more. I would like more, please.
I gave it a 7.5. 7.5 or 6.5?
I don't know.
I think I gave it a
I
7.5.
think it was 7.5.
I gave it a 7.5. Yes, 7.5.
Noah, what'd you give?
Jordan, what'd you give it?
I gave it a 4.5.
Okay.
Again, like I said, this movie is just, it felt like woman empowerment marketing strategy, and it's why people don't like superhero movies. This movie had all the elements to it,
Mhm.
and I think Noah's point of this is just a boys' female empowerment movie, and I'm like, yeah, that's what it felt like to me.
It
And
feels
again-
like a movie Vaught
Wow.
would make.
Yes, and again,
Yeah.
this movie wasn't tailored to me. It wasn't made for me, and I hope
Yeah.
hope that I hope that the character and that their future projects succeed in the future, and that I like it because, like Noah said, I didn't like Scarlet Witch before. Before Endgame, but then after Endgame and WandaVision, I love her. So like,
can I be honest with you? I would go as far to say that I disliked Scarlet Witch even during like Infinity War and Endgame.
Me too.
WandaVision has truly done a 180 on her character.
With Vision too. With Vision,
which is why,
Vision and Wanda, like their like love story scene in Infinity War is awkward and like very forced. And I'm like,
we will
there better be something. Right, and it's like you like I was watching that scene and I'm thinking to myself like this better have a payoff like later down the line. Who knew that they'd have to wait like 3 or 4 years to watch WandaVision?
WandaVision is
the payoff
to actually get a payoff.
Vision scene. Vision's that scene actually was.
You want to know why WandaVision's so good? It's got female writers.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Wow, it's almost like people that know what they're talking about should probably do the writing on things.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe. I also just have to throw in before Noah gives his score. Like for me, I also ranked it because there's 23 Marvel movies, Marvel Cinematic Universe films, and I put it at number 17. So definitely lower, but also I would watch this movie over the first Thor movie, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Wait.
Iron Man 3.
Wait, hold on.
Whoa.
Over Doctor Strange?
Absolutely.
What?
I would watch Captain Marvel over Doctor Strange any day of the week and twice
I
on
hope
Sundays.
they make him better in his
Doctor
second
Strange.
movie.
Doctor Strange only actually got good in Infinity War. His movie was so freaking bad. I'm just gonna say.
No.
Yeah.
You're never coming on this podcast
But
again.
then again, we've always disagreed on that point. We've had many discussions about
Doctor
it.
Strange is worse than Captain.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Absolutely. Captain Marvel's. Here's the thing. I agree with most of your stuff, Noah. That Brie Larson's like acting for Captain Marvel was pretty like eh. But also, I love Benedict Cumberbatch, and I walked out of that movie thinking this is one of the worst. Like this isn't even a Marvel movie.
You're wrong. You've never been more wrong about anything in your life.
Okay,
we're
not talking about Doctor Strange.
I guess I'll commit to it. I'll commit to it.
Before Noah gives his rating, I would like to say out of the 20 movies we've watched during our marathon, I gave Captain Marvel a 17 out of 20. I'd watch it over Thor, Thor 2, and Iron Man 2.
That's not bad. I mean, I would watch it.
Any other Marvel movie.
I put Iron Man 2 only slightly over Captain Marvel. But yeah, for me it was Thor, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, and The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I honestly, except for Doctor Strange,
talk about The Incredible Hulk.
We didn't even watch that.
We didn't even watch it as
Anyway,
part of our
because
marathon.
the fact that it's still considered anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Noah,
Before I
what's
give
your-
my score, obviously I'd like to reiterate what Jordan said. This movie is not made for me. Obviously. So my opinion will never be as high as Kinsey's. And I like the character in the comics and the cartoons that I've seen. She's interesting and she's really cool, and I hope they do more with her in the future. But for now, 3 out of 10.
I expected lower.
I was expecting lower. Yeah,
I was
say expecting you to go 1 out of 10.
My first time watching it, I gave it like a 1.5 out of 10. It went up this time. It doubled. It doubled this time.
Wow.
So really,
you
can't ask any more of me.
You know what?
It is what it is.
The thing is, like, it's like exciting and disappointing at the same time because it's like we finally got a female-led superhero movie from Marvel, and it ended up being a character that we did not previously know and did not previously have an attachment to. So they already were fighting an uphill battle trying to get us to care about this new character.
Dude.
And then did her no favors
by
really rushing everything.
There are multiple themes. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's the same problem that have the female empowerment scene in Endgame, where it's just like all of the female superheroes show up at the same time to,
Cool scene,
She's got-
but forced.
Cool scene, but come on. Yeah.
So forced.
And in that moment, you feel like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, they're all together. They're all going to fight him together. This is, like, what I've been waiting for. But it's like, they just showed up. They're like, here you go. That's
They don't
it.
show
That's what we're
it.
going to do. There you go. You got them. You got
Can
You
you
got
even
AC.
can you even name the first names of half those characters? Oh my gosh, no! I don't know Evangeline Lilly's first name in Ant-Man.
Wasp.
Wasp.
Yeah, no, it's the Wasp. That's how. Like,
I forgot it too.
Listen,
Paige?
They do the bare minimum.
by the way, it's Hope. I know that.
It's Hope. Okay.
Okay.
I forgot.
I thought it was
Hope Van Dyne. Thank you.
Hope Van Dyne.
Bare
Oh,
minimum
jeez.
and expect us to just applaud them and be like, way to go.
Yeah, guys, good job.
Like, you put women on the screen. Yay!
To
I'll cut it.
The best woman in
Female superhero movie from now on is not to the level of WandaVision.
Yeah, it's not.
Go down to Marvel Studios and fight somebody.
Yeah.
yeah.
There-
Whoever's powerful, and I will fight them.
To go off
She-Hulk
of
and Miss Marvel.
yeah, those should be good. To go off of what Kinsey was saying a minute ago, that it wasn't anybody we knew. There are so many female characters that I would have loved a solo movie from them at that exact time. Black Widow would have been a great one.
Yes.
I would even love an Okoye centered movie. I love Okoye.
Oh,
Okoye is so cool. Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
There are so many
Gamora?
characters that we knew that movie could have been about.
It could have.
So many female characters that are awesome.
At that point, they had it.
This movie was a mistake, is what we're all agreeing on.
It was a mistake for the time that they made it.
Right.
Like,
Right.
it really didn't do her anything.
Can I? So I am truly hopeful that, because there have been plenty of movies that have come out where like sequels actually help you feel better about their prequels, and
We'll see.
I mean, it doesn't really happen very often, but
Or
I
three.
do. Yeah. But here's the thing: we've always disagreed on that. I've always thought Thor 3 has been overhyped, but yeah,
Yeah,
It's a
Thor,
really good
Thor
movie.
Ragnarok I think is a bit overhyped.
Ragnarok
Yeah.
is
It's a big yikes, Corey.
so good.
I know it's a big guy.
We
Corey, I
disagree on a lot with Corey.
Corey, can you send us your list? Do you have a list of
Yeah.
Marvel movies? Can you send us to it? Send it to us?
Oh, also
Because
speaking of
he would
lists,
hate my list.
yeah. Speaking of lists,
I don't know if I would
Well,
hate your
and
list.
Here's the thing. There is no way to say what, like, objectively is best
yeah.
two worst Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very
Bring their
subjective.
own
Absolutely,
experiences
that's art though.
and
It's
their
subjective.
own opinions to,
Right.
I-
yeah.
I forgot to say where I put it on my list. It takes number 17 out of the 20 we've watched so far.
Oh, that's me too.
Above
Look at you guys. Wow.
above Thor, Thor 2, and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think we can all pretty much agree is trash.
It's a trash
Terrible
movie.
movie. Holy.
Hey, they did the same thing to Wasp as they did to Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Female superhero.
true.
You want to? Here she is. Have her.
She was supposed to be one of the
She did
best
nothing.
characters. Yeah.
Guys,
Right.
we're at an hour and 45 minutes.
Whoa!
The longest we've ever
This is
had.
the longest episode we've ever had.
Nice. It's worth it.
Yeah, that's very worth it.
Yeah.
That being said,
Yes. Keep going.
I think it's over now. So hot.
I'm warm. I'm very warm.
All right.
Hi. back.
We're back. We forgot something. We're next week. We're gonna be reviewing. Well, we're just gonna be reviewing Donnie Darko in our next normal episode. We're gonna do an entire, like we did for Infinity War. We're gonna do an entire episode just on Endgame.
Endgame.
So there should be 2 episodes next week. The normal episode and the bonus Endgame episode. But yeah, it's gonna be Donnie Darko and Endgame if you want to watch them with us. And also, the or the recording schedule, episode schedule for the podcast is going back to Fridays. We were trying to do Wednesdays, but that schedule wasn't really working out for us, so it's going to be back to Fridays now.
Because we're probably going to be recording like Wednesday or Thursday night anyway.
Yeah, because that's been what's working out for us. So, yeah. All right.
Cool. All right. Bye, guys.